The iconic Woodstock 1969. The three-day festival was attended by 500,000 people.
But this is for you and your old lady, man.
As a part of the hippie counterculture, in the 1960s, the occasion promoted peace, love, and ethos. Many legendary performers, including Joan Baez, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and various artists, had a part in shaping the well-known music festival. Furthermore, a large portion of concertgoers walked, or left their cars to get to the venue. Michael Lang, the event's organizer, decided to make the concert free, due to inadequate facilities and severe weather.
The biggest hassle is dealing with politics, you know?
The hippie spirit still thrives in spite of all of those factors. There was no violence, and a peaceful atmosphere throughout the space. In the wake of the civil rights movement, and the Vietnam War conflicts, it was an appropriate place to demonstrate love and unity. The festival earned legendary and iconic status. However, the desire to bring back the music festival was expressing itself after 30 years. Michael Lang, the primary organizer of the illustrious festival in 1969, wished to reintroduce the peace, love, and ethos to the younger generations. With the men's aggressive style at the end of the 1990s, the intense and furious metal rock music, and materialism brought on by new technologies. How successful will it be to accommodate the 400,000 concertgoers? Or will it be a disaster that will live on infamy? Let's look back. During the summer heat of 1999, the planning to revive the music event for its 30th anniversary is underway. The music festival will take place in Rome, New York, as its chosen location. It was formerly a U.S. Griffiths Air Force Base. In contrast to the previous location of 1969, at Yasker's Dairy Farm in Bethel, New York, which had a lush and grass-field setting. The site of Woodstock 99 was asphalt and concrete materials that the sun's ray will toast you off. Festival visitors had to journey across these scorching runways, in temperatures that reached 100° Fahrenheit or 40° Celsius, plus there was a 1.5-mile walk between the festival's two main stages. From July 22nd and July 25th, it was attended by almost 400,000 people. There were three stages: the West Stage, the East Stage, and the stage for new performers or emerging artist stage. In order to prevent gate crashing, as had happened at prior festivals, the promoters were adamant. In order to make the place defensible, a 12-foot, 3.7 meters, steel and plywood fence was built to bar individuals without tickets. The design of the set was the symbolism of the hippie culture: peace, love and happiness. An Enlightenment color representation motif that adheres to the surroundings of plywood could later turn out to be a disastrous. The event's producers, particularly Michael Lang, want attendees to enjoy the Woodstock hippie vibe, but they also wanted to make a huge profit. The event was sponsored by a number of businesses, with MTV being the one to benefit the most from hosting the event and selling pay-per-view. At the event, vendors began charging 10 times as much for meals, with water costing $4 and snacks costing at least $12. However, there aren't enough amenities, particularly not enough restrooms, to serve at least 250,000 attendees. In addition to the pricey meals and inadequate amenities, visitors cannot bring water bottles into the venue after they have arrived. Concert attendees are forbidden by the event organizers from bringing even a little amount of water. It was obviously done to allow attendees to purchase the pricey water bottle inside the venue. The Woodstock Peace Patrol, which served as the guards, was insufficient to keep the 500,000 people under order, so some of them simply joined the crowd. On the first day of the festival, hundreds of young people were waiting for an incredible opening show. The young audience members were captivated by James Brown's soul-funk performance, which he gave as the opening act. The legendary soul-funk musician performed superbly. The youngsters are getting wild. Booze, drugs, weed were easily to get. As the festival progressed, they began to become stoned and tripping. Regarding to the customs of the hippie culture, women and men took off their clothes to represent being liberated from social constraints and judgment, and many young people in Woodstock were doing the same. However, women in Woodstock frequently experienced sexual harassment and assault, which may have contributed to the failure of Woodstock '99. Beyond that, the band Korn was the main draw for the opening night. The first time the band played, the organizers witnessed how ferociously the crowd reacted to each rhythm, and they went mental indeed, surging into waves at the sound of the band. The crowd started to progressively become out of control as the night wore on. People are getting high, as if there are no laws. Things start to fall apart on the second day. A land of rubbish now envelops the event as a result of last night's uncontrollable throwing out. The second heat wave was substantially severe. The skin of the crowd was being layered with a scorching heat. Only a few subcontractors were hired, because the sanitation department's budget was cut, sewage or trash services were outsourced, and it later became out that these subcontractors had joined the crowd. Like the scorching heat of the sun, the crowd's entire emotions were aggressively inflaming. Crowds begin tossing garbage towards performing musicians and into the air. Meanwhile, at backstage, a luxurious treatment the performers and organizers were receiving. From expensive foods, scorching heat, and inadequate facilities, young people who now understand how they are being robbed of believe that profit comes before service. Some interviewers questioned Fred Durst about if he was inciting the crowd to go wild during his performance. However, Fred Durst denied that. After all the abuse, substandard infrastructure, and crowded festival, it was determined that the kids had a wide-ranging resentment toward the situation from the beginning. Where are the Woodstock's signature peace, love, and happiness? People will be able to easily see the poor management, the thirst for profit. The festival was only serving to slowly fan the flames of the crowd's rage, which would later ignite into violence and disorderly human conduct, and would be the worst possible outcome for the celebration. The festival's final day. Only the tip of the iceberg was seen yesterday. People are already exhausted, burned out, and angry at being treated like dogs, when they awaken in the land of rubbish. In spite of this, organizers continue to state in the media that nothing was wrong. Aside from pricey water bottles, the festival's water barrels were intended to be used as drinking water, but instead, people turned them into impromptu bathtubs, which caused a shortage and revealed that the water was contaminated following testing. There were also several complaints of numerous illnesses and constipation cases. Meanwhile, the Red Hot Chili Peppers performed a song by Jimi Hendrix, appropriately titled Fire, as their final performance at Woodstock '99. All of the buildings were destroyed by the people. Violence was rife. It was spread like a wildfire as it got out of control. The expensive vendor village was looted, robbed, smashed and destroyed. It was a complete disaster, chaotic devolvement human behavior. Because of the extreme instability, many women have been traumatized by the severe sexual assault they have endured, including being molested and subjected to gang rapes. Greediness of the organizers was the main factor that provoked the youth to enter into turmoil. Woodstock learnt its lesson the hard way. Anarchy will occur when everything is corrupted.